That was their biggest problem. My biggest fear going into this year, I think, is left tackle. Before we were starting to talk about your tooth, I had said, Sylvie made me think about something yesterday when the guys were talking about Trey Hendrickson. We did on our show, and then I was listening on the ride home. They were talking about it. And Sylvie was wondering if you'd be less willing to trade a number one pick, a first-round pick, considering Trey Hendrickson's 31 and he's not going to have a training camp now. And I was like, I didn't really think about that. I'd said yesterday, if the price is, I was not in early in the year on a couple of first-round picks or a first and a third. I don't think it's great to be constantly trading your draft capital. If you tell me it's one pick, even if it is a first-rounder, maybe you even get him for a second-rounder, and a player, I'm more willing to listen and engage in those conversations. I guess it's not the craziest thing. And if you have a good season and that pick is pick 23, are you willing to say goodbye to that next year for what you would hope is 2 or 3 really dominant pass rush years out of Trey Hendrickson? Yeah, probably be okay, especially if that might be the weak link on your team or the last missing piece on your team. I think he convinced me. And then Sylvie said, well, do you want to trade a first-round pick for a guy who's got no training camp, who's 31? Would that give you any hesitation? Or could Trey Hendrickson still come in? Is he playing catch-up all year?
I think Trey Hendrickson, the way ball players take care of themselves, you got to go back in his injury history to see if he's got anything that might be lingering, that might carry on. I think, where did he play? New Orleans?
New Orleans, yep. And he played for Allen at one point when he was down.
So there you go, Trey. But they're willing to let him go at some point, right?
They did. He went to Cincinnati as
a free agent. He went to them as a free agent. Maybe he developed when he got there. Either way, I think the point is you look at his injury past, you see if there is any injury past, and if you think what you've got going on right now is something spectacular, I always say, what's the championship worth winning?
Right.
It's this one.
Yeah, right.
It's this one. Remember, Cubs, 2032 is more important than 2025. They didn't say more important. What did they say?
Well, so we've got to think about this year as much as 2032.
Yeah, I misquoted that.
That's close enough. We know, yeah.
So the point is, yes, this one's the one worth winning now. Yes, this is the one that I want. Yes, if I thought that bringing Trey Hendrickson here would solidify that defense and would help propel us above, at least make us at least the second best team in this conference or this division, and which might make you the third best team in the conference.
It might.
If I thought that would happen, absolutely, I'd be willing to do that.
Waddle keeps going back to last year's Washington Commanders. Who thought the Commanders would be in the NFC title game? Nobody.
Nobody did. I think you get 32. You get 33 out of him and 34 out of him. I think players play a little bit longer nowadays. He's out on the perimeter making things happen for you.
He actually doesn't turn 31 until December.
Okay, so you get 31, 32, 33, and 34. That's 4 years you can get out of him. But now you've got to be willing to pay him.
Yes, you do.
Now you've got to be willing to pay him. That's the give and take that you get.
Here are Hendrickson's starts, okay, by the last 5 seasons. We'll start with last year, and we'll work backwards through COVID. That's the last 5 seasons, 2020 through 2024.
Right.
17 games, 17 games, 15 games, 14 games, 15 games. So it's pretty good consistency. It's not too many missed games in there.
Mm-hmm.
Here are his sack totals going backwards as well. 17.5, 17.5, 8, 14, 13.5. I mean, he has been a monster.
He's been a machine.
He's been a monster. That's
probably top 5 over the last 5 years.
I bet you is. I could look real quick. I could filter that out in a second. 70.5 sacks since 2020.
I was at Pro Football Reference looking that up.
That's a lot of
sacks.
sacks.
What just happened? There we go.
Who are you looking up? Hendrickson?
No, I was looking up. I was looking up the Kansas City Chiefs.
I
got a blip now. Jeez. Computers.
So I like the way you frame
I don't blame
it.
the computer. I'm blaming myself. Don't blame the computer. Blame yourself.
I like the way you frame it, though. Like, are you convinced? And
yeah. If I'm convinced,
I guess that's the hard
part.
part.
The third best team in the NFC with a guy coming off the right hand side.
What does no training camp do, or how does it affect a 30-year-old player?
Your depth would be tremendous.
It'd be pretty good.
Your depth would be tremendous. Dale, you'd kick inside. Jarrett would be your rotation. Billingsley would be in that interior rotation.
I love Billingsley.
That'd be great. I like Billingsley, but he's got a little inner tube around the boiler.
Well, he's a big boy.
At 58, you could put an inner tube around your boiler.
Yeah.
At his age, he doesn't need that. It's not a ballast. It doesn't hold them down. It doesn't provide any more balance. It doesn't do that. You can go on a little protein kick here. What's that called? When you do
whey
all the
protein.
No,
keto.
Yeah, you go on that.
Just fat
for
and
3
protein.
weeks. For 3 weeks, you'll be fine.
A little keto diet.
A little bit of salad here, so you're not eating the grains and the bread. A little bit of salad here with the roughage will help you get rid of some of the excess.
You need fiber.
You need meat. You need eggs. Boom. You need chicken. You need fish. Right there. What else do you need? I gave you 4 or 5 proteins right there. Get it done. Lose the weight.
Wow.
Force your body. He's working a lot anyway. Force your body to eat its own fat.
Yes, that's right. My biggest fear for last year's Bears team, the thing that I thought was the biggest area of weakness going into the start of the season was the lack of pass rush.
Yeah.
To be clear, I said all offseason there's no way they should be keeping Matt Eberflus, but they did. Little that I know that would be not their biggest concern. Now, they didn't have a great pass rush, obviously. The Bears were they were bottom third of the league in sacks. Their pressure percentage wasn't great. But obviously it wasn't the biggest problem. The biggest problem was all the other dysfunction. The head coach, the offensive coordinator, 3 different play callers for Caleb Williams in his rookie season. Just absolutely ridiculous. That was their biggest problem. My biggest fear going into this year, I think, is left tackle. Now, you're not going to really fix that. I mean, you've got to do that on your own with what you have.
Yes.
With that said,
what you're looking for is the way you're going to play the offense this year. You're looking for Braxton Jones to be somewhat competent. Give me the best Braxton Jones has ever been.
And just help him a lot.
Just give me the best Braxton Jones that you have.
From 2 years ago, probably.
With the way they're going to play offense and the style of offense they're going to play.
Yeah.
I think that would suffice for this year.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me the best Braxton Jones. He's got a little fire under his ass.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to keep getting paid. Let me tell you, the real world checks aren't NFL checks, especially as a veteran player. Come out in the real world and see what it looks like.
You know, as a non-first-round pick, this is the last year of Braxton Jones' contract.
Yeah.
This is year 4. So it's a big year to get paid.
Big year for him. It's a big year for him to establish himself in the league, where if somebody around the league looks at him, he goes, well, at least he's an upgrade. Mm-hmm. At least he's an upgrade of what we've got. And we won't have to break the bank for him.
And people need offensive linemen
so
often that you do see guys get paid. I mean, Jalen Moore got a contract this offseason, I think surprised a lot of people. He hasn't started a lot for San Francisco. Now, because of the situation in Kansas City, they're a little desperate. It's like, let's throw a lot of money at him. I mean, so you're right. Even if you don't play at a star level, but you play well enough.
Right.
You could get a lot of money thrown your way by being a tackle in this league that somebody else looks at and says, well, he's an upgrade. He can play. Even if you're not great. Nobody's saying nobody's saying he's going to be Jordan Mailata or Tristan Wirfs. Nobody's going to, that ain't happening. Tristan Wirfs ain't walking through that door.
No.
Jordan Mailata ain't walking through that door.
Not this year. And the guys that are being cut now, after this weekend's games, the guys that are being cut are not Jordan Mailata either.
Right.
Or Wirfs.
So it's a big year for him. So you're right when you say there's a little fire lit under the ass when you're going into year 4.
Plus, you can see your replacements walking around the locker room.
Right. Okay, True Fan Travel and ESPN Chicago are teaming up for the ultimate fan getaway to Sin City. That's right. We're going to see the Bears take on the Raiders in Vegas at the end of September. It's going to be great.
What do you get? Round trip airfare. You get a 3-night stay at Mandalay Bay. You got special live broadcasts of all the fellas. We're going to be there, guys. It's going to be Friday. It's going to be Saturday. It's going to be all the stuff on Sunday. It's going to be fantastic. You get to meet the ESPN Radio Chicago 1000 team, all-inclusive tailgate with all the bells and the whistles. Tickets to the Bears-Raiders game, which is probably the most important thing in the world, and there's more to come.
All right, spots are limited, so do not wait. Reserve your spot today at truefantravel.com.
Boom. That's the problem.
So I think that's my biggest fear now. I don't think pass rush is as much of a weakness. That said, would I be intrigued if the Bears found a way to strike a deal with Trey Hendrickson? I mean, how could you not be with all the production he's had if the cost is come way down, to where we are from where this started in the spring to where we are now on the precipice of the season? I still kind of think Cincinnati will ultimately get something done and just sign him, especially after last night, too. I don't know how much he's going to help all their problems because they run a lot deeper than just one pass rusher. You saw it again last night. And their starters played for the most part. Their defense just is not good. And you know, as a defensive player, you would have looked at some of it and said, "This is not technically sound here, guys. There's no integrity on on what's happening here."
Did the Bears do anything for the running back position? Remember, we had injuries. We had injuries upon injuries upon injuries, and we said there'd be some running backs coming in to Hallis Hall.
No, they're mostly defensive backs.
Has there been any word yet on any running backs?
I think they like their room, don't they?
They just went through an analysis, I think, when they signed that double B guy. Benjamin Button.
It's not Benjamin.
Yeah,
Button.
well, double B. You know what I'm talking about. They signed a running back that got a B first name and a B last name. I know it's not Benjamin Button, but the point is it's the only double B. Or Bobby Brady. Which one do you want?
Benjamin Button.
Okay. Britton, whatever his name is. Brian Britton, Brianna Britton, something like that. Whatever. The guy's in town, but they just worked out a bunch of guys. So at least they've got a dossier on guys that are fresh and have come into camp. So if they need to address that, they can. Now they might be doing it with the defensive backfield because 32 got busted up.
And they did that last week, and Terrell Smith too. Yeah, they did that last week too.
Anything come down the pipeline?
There's no media availability today.
That stinks.
So you're not going to probably get, and it's Britton Brown, by the way. I couldn't think of his last name. It's Britton Brown.
Well, I was on it then.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
Britton Brianna. I was close.
I love the Ian Wheeler story. I think they like him. They believe in him. They kept him. They let him rehab with them. I love his explosiveness.
They got DeAndre Swift, Raj Khan.
That room's fine.
They got these guys. They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
I didn't get to ask Thayer because you had such a litany of great questions today.
You were the one that got the great question today out of Thayer.
I'm not surprised. Tom didn't have an answer right there. He waffled a little bit. Then he threw the great question to buy himself a little bit more time. That's how I got it. I'll take it, right? It's the first tally for the year for Jurko on a great question.
Is that right?
Oh, absolutely.
No.
I'm stuck at one. I'm stuck on Band-Aids.
I think you're at 3 now, maybe.
Oh, good. Nice.
3.
I'm stuck on Band-Aids.
Because Band-Aids are stuck
I
on
think he's only asked 3 questions this year.
Well, that's a good hit rate for the good kid.
All right. When I ask him, there's something special.
So wait, what were you going to say there? You wanted to ask him about the running backs?
No, I want to ask him how many linemen they're going to keep.
Oh.
Last year they keep 10. I think they kept 10 offensive linemen last year.
Did they?
Sometimes you keep like 8, or not 8. You keep 9, and you stash a couple on the practice
8's
squad.
like risky, right, Yerk? Because
8's risky.
Yeah.
Keeping 7 active during a game is risky.
Yeah, keeping 9.
Usually you keep 8 active during the game. You swing tackle, a guy that can snap the ball, and a guy that can play both guard positions.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And even sometimes that might get stretched. Like you've told stories about when, this is getting down to it, and somebody else goes down, and you're coming in.
Jeff Novak was a youngster that played ball down in Texas, in a small college in Texas. Came out of the league, had good size, good this and good that. Could play center, guard, and tackle. He was Superman. Honest to heavens, for the Jacksonville Jaguars, when he came in, Jeff Novak's his name, he was Superman because he could snap the ball, he could play guard, and he could play tackle. So if you wanted to gamble, roll the dice, and only keep 7 active, that's the possibility right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can do that with him because he could play so many positions. Almost key if you need to keep an extra defensive back or a linebacker, or you wanted to increase the quality of your special teams, you could do that and steal a player from the offensive line until Leon Searcy and Dave Voidell get hurt.
Everybody gets hurt.
And Coach Mike Mazur screams down the sideline, Yerk, one more guy gets hurt, you're in, you're playing guard.
And you're like, oh, boy.
Playing guard?
Playing guard, it would have been awesome.
Who the hell thought I could play guard?
That's what happens when it's flying for real on the sideline.
Well, listen, they knew I knew the plays.
Right.
Because I listened all the time. They knew I knew the plays, but they were going to throw me in at guard in an NFL game. You want to talk about, Carm, can a right tackle play left tackle? How about a guy that's not played the offensive line since he was in high school?
Did you think
getting in and getting strapped in and saying, let's go?
What did you think, like, in that moment?
What I think?
Were you like...
I started tearing off my stuff that was on my hands. Because I was going to go out there without it all being, I wanted to be able to hold.
Hold, yeah.
In a proper fashion.
Right.
Yeah. Like only offensive linemen know how to.
That's so good.
So, that was one of the I got a little freaky that game. And I did. I took it all off. And then when one of the guys went back in, I reapplied all my stuff and I went back out and just played defense. Yeah. But after the game, I go, Mazur, when the hell did you guys decide this?
That's awesome.
And how about a heads up at some point?
I love that story.
Yerk, we're only keeping 7 active. Maybe you got a chance to play offensive line today if the bad things happen.
I love it.
But I think rather than have to worry about that, just being ambushed with it at the time, it's probably the best way to do it.